If you're selling products and organizing them in Notion, you've probably run into this problem. Everything lives here, but your store lives somewhere else. BlockCart fixes that. BlockCart lets you run a real e-commerce store directly from your Notion workspace. If your product lives in a Notion database, you can publish a storefront in under 10 minutes. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to start here by setting up our store settings. I'm going to click here on Configure Store. BlockCart supports both physical and digital goods. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be demoing how to set up a digital goods store. So that includes downloads, subscriptions, and digital services like Notion templates. I'm going to call this store name Systems Terminal. Oh, look at that. All right, we're going to save that. If you're selling physical goods, BlockCart does support shipping, inventory, and product variations, but the core workflow is exactly the same. Next up, we're going to configure Notion. So we're just going to click here on Configure Notion. You can see here, we're not connected to my Notion workspace. So I'm just going to click here on Connect. It'll pop up this little Notion module. If you are brand new to BlockCart, I recommend using the template that we provide. For now, I'm going to select pages that I have set up from my own system. So this is Systems Terminal Admin. I'm going to hit Allow Access, and it's connected. So you'll see here, it's actually pending connection because since I have several versions of this template in my workspace, I have to actually connect the exact databases here. So I'm going to go ahead and connect my products database. We'll do the customers database here and the orders database. And BlockCart supports your site analytics. So we're going to, make sure that that's connected, and that's it. So now we're connected to Notion. Once you're connected to Notion, you should configure Stripe. Stripe handles all the payments, payouts, and customer billing. BlockCart never touches your financial data. Everything's handled within Stripe. If you connect Stripe, it'll connect you to a Stripe Connect account, and once that's all verified and active, your little status icon will turn green here and you can launch your store. Any change that you make in Notion, whether that be the price of your product, the name of your product, or your image, will reflect directly in BlockCart. So just to show you how that works, I'm going to change the price of Life Matrix to $39.99 rather than $39 flat. And we're going to switch back here into BlockCart. If I go to My Products, you'll see that there's a little sync button right here that lets you sync your products now. The products actually sync on an hourly interval, so I don't actually have to use this, but if I want it to reflect immediately, you can just use, the sync now button. So I'm going to click this, and products sync successfully, and you can see here the price is actually updated. And that brings me to the product management page. So this page in particular is where you order all of your products. So Notion handles all of the product information. This page handles how they show up on your website. So if I want Life Matrix to show up before Notion Pro Trader, all I have to do is drag it up. Time Grid seems to be a little bit more popular than Flow OS, and Goal Matrix is more popular than all of them. So I'm just going to drag Goal Matrix up here. You'll see that there's featured products and regular products. These just have to do with how fast each product loads. So featured products actually have priority loading on your store page, and I'll show you that in a second. Featured products also will end up on your homepage in a product carousel by default. To make a product featured, all you have to do is drag one of these products over to the featured product area. The other way you could do that is just by clicking this featured product button here in the product list. And again, if I want to sync it immediately, I just hit sync now, and you can see it's all here. adding a product onto your store is actually really easy. All you have to do is go to the Notion template here and click add a product. It's going to bring up this little form here. You're going to put your product name, your price, upload a picture, add a little description, choose whether it's a Notion template or a service if you work with integrations. If you have a product video, you can link a YouTube video of your product and BlockCart will embed it onto the product page. And then you need a product link. This is actually important because when you get your product delivered, this is the link that's going to be delivered to them. If your Notion template is also listed on the Notion Marketplace, your product link will always send customers back to the Marketplace page. And Marketplace will actually try to charge them again. So BlockCart includes a password field where you can put a 100% off coupon code that you create inside the Notion Marketplace. That way, when your customer gets redirected, they just enter the code and they aren't charged twice. This is really important if you sell Notion templates. I'm going to move on to my store. So the store builder is designed to feel predictable. Every change that you make updates the preview instantly after you save. So when you go to the store builder, it's going to drop you here in brand and style. This is where you add your logo, add your colors, all that. So if I upload a full logo here, I'm just going to upload the systems terminal logo. This should be found in my images here. And we have our systems terminal logo. It's also important that you name your alt text because that is actually going to be the title of your page. And then I'm going to upload my square icon as well. I'm going to add this right here. Great. I'm going to save changes here. Now, as I scroll down here, I kind of want to see the preview. So I actually have this pin preview button here. So you can actually see what the store looks like as you're making these modifications. So looking at the preview right now, I've got this ocean blue color preset. And I could change it to emerald green or rose gold, or, these are actually all editable. So I can just make my own color scheme if I really want to. This looks like crap. So I'm just going to go with this modern indigo color. This isn't my actual systems terminal colors, but I'm just going to do this for the demo. For fonts, I'm just going to choose these IBM fonts, and I'm going to make my heading size a little bit bigger, and my base font I'm going to make about 18. For the nav, this looks really good. Now onto the layout. So this is where you customize how your layout looks. So if I want, I can make this stacked look, so I can have the logo at the top. If I want to center it, I can, and then make the navigation, left aligned or right aligned. It doesn't really matter. For this one, I actually really like Systems Terminal as an inline, and I like the navigation in the center, so I'm going to keep it like that. I can also change my mobile navigation position here. To switch the view, you just switch it like this. Right now I have it at this top nav, but I also have this bottom nav that you can choose if you want like a nice little bottom nav. Or for this one, I kind of want this hamburger menu, which is kind of cool. It lets you, kind of gives you a modern looking hamburger menu. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to switch it back to the desktop here. And this is just sort of like your display options for your header. So we have the option for a faded look or a solid look. I prefer the solid look. I think it looks a lot cleaner. You can choose to show your store logo or not. And you can show your icons if you'd like. I like the icons, so I'm going to keep them on there. You can choose to turn off your sticky header. So that's just whether or not your header sticks to the top of the screen as you scroll. Since this is e-commerce, I recommend you keep this on. That way people have access to their carts, but it's really up to you. You can change this if you want. Now for user profile, I'm going to choose this little rigid looking guy. And then shopping cart, I could choose any of these, but I'm going to choose this package here. It's good for digital products, in my opinion. Now, for pages, all of these are customizable. You can turn any of these on or off, and then you can rename them. I'm going to actually rename Home Hub to make it look a little bit more techy, I guess. I'm going to use like a little console icon here, and I'm going to change the store to systems. And I'm going to change this to be like a grid. Very cool. Now I'm going to save changes. So now we're moving on to this content management page, and this is where you edit the actual content of your web pages. So if I go into this hub button, if I click edit, this brings you into the store builder. And you can see I have all these options on the side. This is very Notion-esque. It kind of gives you all the little different options that you can use. For this website, I'm thinking of having a image with an overlay. I really like this look here, so I'm going to drag this up to the top. I'm going to name this overlay, let's see, welcome to the terminal, because this is systems terminal. We're going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm not going to have a subtitle here. I'm just going to keep that blank. For the button text, I'm just going to have it say enter here. And I want to actually upload a new image for this. So I want to use this hero background that I have. And this is like a nice little grid that I generated. I'm going to make this title size a little bit bigger. And I want the button to actually be, I like this outline look, but I want the button color to be white. We're going to make that custom color white. And I want the background to be a little bit darker. So we're just going to turn the opacity up. And let's make this a little bit taller. It looks pretty good. So I'm going to save this. You're going to want to make sure that your button links to a page. You can also choose a custom URL, but just, for this video, I'm just going to have it choose the systems page that I configured in the layout. We're going to go into the components again, and I want to add a newsletter form. Now, this is actually a pretty cool feature. If you have this subscribe to our newsletter form on your site, it'll actually sync directly to your customers database inside of Notion and tag them as a newsletter subscriber. Blockcart doesn't have a built-in newsletter tool yet, but the Open API coming in Q1 of 2026 will let you push those subscribers straight into MailChimp or whatever email platform you're using. I'm going to hit save. And these, the systems page and the product detail page, which is listed as a subpage under systems, these are actually filled in automatically. So this actually, you have like this search bar if you want to keep that. I don't think my products actually need a search bar personally. I think it could, there's only 5 products on here, so I don't really need a search bar. You can change the wording of this to whatever you want. I have mine set to add to stack, but I think the default is add to cart. I actually want this cart icon to be this package, similar to what I have on the navigation. I also want this columns to have 3 rather than 4. I think these could benefit from being large like this. Also, I want the description to be on here. And I want the description to be above the price. And just for an extra level of clarity, I'm going to choose the item type and have that listed so people know these are Notion templates. I'm going to hit save. And the product detail here, same sort of deal. This is the product detail. This has like all of the images that you upload to your Notion template. And this product demo that I have as a link in the Notion template, you'll see the type shows Notion template here. I actually don't really want to have the type here because that's kind of implied at this point with all this other information. And this, I'm just going to, just for continuity, I'm going to change it to add to stack. And I'm going to save. But this already looks pretty good. But Blockcart actually lets you do either a banner layout or a sidebar layout. And either one is good. It really just depends on how you want to organize this. For my purposes, I'm going to stick with the banner layout. We also have a footer configuration here, so you can change your footer. I have this little systems terminal icon and a little built for operators tag. For the empty cart customization, you can change this to whatever you want. Change the icon size. This icon is just going to be whatever you configure as your cart icon in the navigation. And you can change the message settings to say whatever the heck you want. You can change this link to go wherever you want as well. Let's save changes and go back. Now, let's preview this store. Let's see how it looks. So this looks pretty good. This is my store, and you can see everything looks exactly how it did in the store builder. I can go to systems and I can see all of my products here, and we've got this awesome looking carousel that showcases like a few products. I can switch to the mobile view and see how that looks. So this, I would probably, this needs a little bit of work just because they're a little bit skinny, but that's fine. And then this looks pretty good. So everything looks awesome and everything is working. So let's go back to the admin dashboard and let's launch the store. Stores will launch on BlockCart on a subdomain by default, something like your-store.blockcart.com. It gets you live as fast as you can type it. Custom domains are coming next, and in the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to connect your own domain from any registrar right inside of BlockCart. But let's see how it looks. So I'm here now on the subdomain. This is my new website, and as you can see, it looks pretty much the exact same as how I had everything configured. I can enter the terminal here and view all of my products. Most of these are free products, so if I want to just add it to the stack, I can, check out. And that's it. This is actually a live site. If you go to systems-terminal.blockcart.com, you can actually see this for yourself. This is a full e-commerce site running on a Notion template. And this is a pretty low-key version. There's a couple of different real examples, like my wife's jewelry store on the BlockCart homepage. And that's BlockCart. It's a really simple setup. You can create your store in under 10 minutes at block-cart.com. And if you join the beta, you get 60 days free and 20% off for life. If you see this video and it speaks to you and you want to run your store in Notion, just go ahead and sign up. It's risk-free. You can cancel anytime. There's no pressure. But I'm excited to see what kind of stores you all are able to come up with. Take care.